Well, welcome to Darthmod, Poland, Lithuania campaign, and I've been trying to find ways that I can create this battle that we've been talking about. You know, the one where I can meet somebody on a virtually level playing field. So what I've decided to do is leave him and there's another one, him, behind. Don't know why I'm selecting those two. I want to select all the others really. Yep, leave him behind, and leave him behind, and then go for the enemy with that force. I'm hoping with all three units coming in here that I'll be able to engage him on an open battlefield at roughly the same number of troops. So he's entrenched here, so he's got the advantage of that entrenched position. So that should give him something of an advantage. We're going in with only 18 units, and I'm not going to inch forward. I'm not going to go to here and then to here and then to here in the hope that he might engage, or then he might engage before he does. I'm going to go for the whole lot, so I'm going to straight for him in the hope that he's going to decide to come for me. Okay. Yep, we've got all of them in there. If you look at the odds, he's got, what is it, 2,350, something like that, and we've got 2,750. I thought he'd have more than that. 1,500, yeah, 2,300, 2,350, we've got 2,700, we've got nearly 2,800. Oh well, it's fairly evenly balanced, isn't it, down there, and he's behind fortifications. He's also got 2, 4, 6, 7, 10, and then he's got 7, and that's 11, so 11 plus 10 is 21, and then he's got this one as well, so that's 22 units to come on against 18, so I know they're depleted units. He's got lots of horse. I think he's got some heavy horse as well, heavy cavalry there. How many has he got on those? 90. That's pretty good, isn't it? And he's got General's Bodyguard as well. They're not brilliant, but what are those? Provincial cavalry, whoops, and provincial cavalry, and more heavy cavalry. Yeah, so he's got 2 units of heavy cavalry. I think that's fairly well balanced, actually. I think it is. I think if you did an auto-resolve on that, you'd probably find that it could go your way, but I think it would be more likely to go his way. I'm reducing the battle again to 20 minutes to put the pressure on me as well, so normally I would make it a very, very long battle and shell him from a distance, but I'm not going to do that. So let's see what happens anyway. So I don't know what sort of guns he's got. What were they? 6-pounder horse artillery, so they're not brilliant artillery, are they? So we ought to be able to sort those out really. So anyway, let's see how it pans out. Fairly typical, classic 18th century battle. I should have taken note of how many horse units he had there. He had at least 5, didn't he? Now the thing is, with artillery around and with foot that he can march onto me, I can't really form squares, so I'm going to end up in line in the hope that I've got any flanks covered, and my Polish winged hussars are going to have to do a bit of work, I think, keeping him away from, or rather making sure his charges are not as lethal as they otherwise would be. But okay, well, see how it goes anyway. Well, I'm going to start this little battle video with an apology. I had a nice little run up to this. On the last video, what had happened was the Swedes had attacked me in Stockholm, and I'd repelled them. They had 3 armies to the north of Stockholm, and I decided to meet the challenge of meeting an open army in the field with an army of my own on equal odds. It's exactly what I've done. I left 2 infantry units behind in Stockholm, thinking that that would even the odds up even more. He's got 3 armies. They come to about, I think it's about 26, 27 units or something, I don't know. He's got heavy cavalry as well to match my winged hussars. So it really does look as though the game is actually in his favour. And when I looked on the odds at the beginning, it looked sort of, the bar was virtually in the middle, so it looked like I judged it about right. The only thing is, he does have 3 armies. Now that means that he has to come on in 3 sections, but one of his armies, I believe about 12 or 14 units, were all already in position, which meant that they'll have which means they will have chevaux de frise and barricades and things, you know, but his other two reinforcing armies won't have that. When I say reinforcing armies, one of them is only one cavalry regiment, so we don't need to be worried too much about that. I think it's a provincial cavalry unit. The third is a bigger army. Now, it's the bigger army that was repulsed from the Battle of Stockholm. Now I'm doing this as a battle replay now, so I've played the bit after the battle and I know the result. But somebody said to me they'd like to see battle tactics, you know, and like to see me meet somebody on the field with a balanced action, you know, so that so you could see, you know, how my tactics work. I mean, the expression was to watch superior tactics over an equal enemy. Well, I think it was an equal enemy, it might have even been a superior enemy. I'm not doing that. What you can see in front of you at the moment is the setup that was given to me at the beginning of the battle, and what I'm doing now is I'm putting my troops in positions that I'm happy with. I've put my artillery around the back here, and I've put my general around the back of the artillery as well. I have a change of thought at this point. Having positioned them at the back, I decide that it would be better if my artillery were in a position where it would work as a honey trap. Oh, you can see that big gap there? That's because when I took the artillery out and put it up there, it left a gap like that. I'm not saying they were all in there, it's probably the guns that were in there. I decided I didn't want that kind of a formation. So I'm showing you the setup now, but not as I do it. You see that now has gone in there, just automatically while I'm talking to you. That's because what I've done is I've grabbed the whole of the infantry line here and run it all the way down there, yeah, so they form a solid line. I wanted the line to be fairly dense, not just 3 ranks, because in 3 ranks we'll fire, you know, 1, 2 and then 3 in turn, and then the 4th rank can't fire. But it does mean that any casualties that are taken, the rear rank will step into. Now you see that space I've just created there, 2 regiments in from the right. I've done the same over on the left as well. I'm going to put my artillery in there. It takes a little bit of fiddling about actually to fit it into place, because the I didn't want the troops to sort of be overlapping. You see, they've just moved them across there out of the way. What I'm also doing now is I'm putting that artillery on canister fire. I want them only on canister fire. Now, one thing I've noticed is that if you put them on a longer range fire, they'll try to fire at horse who are charging them at that longer range. When you fire at that longer range, and the horse come running in then, or galloping in, you then have no ammunition. So they hit you before you've reloaded. So I want my guns firing only canister, because I know guns are a honey trap for horse. So we're talking here about superior tactics, yeah? He's got heavy cavalry, and in Darthmod, squares seem to make little difference. We do win battles when we're in square, but we lose a heck of a lot of men. So a 90 manned cavalry unit might lose, say, 40, and then lose and be broken, and then even come back and attack a flank if you're not watching it. Whereas an infantry unit will lose 100, 120, maybe even 150 men, but not break. It will still stand, but it will be useless. So I don't really want that. What I want is to attract his horse to come and attack these units here, while my musketry give fire and my artillery give devastating fire. Now at the back also I've got my my mortars that will be lobbing the quicklime shells overhead. He's only got 1 gun, well, not 1 gun, he's got 1 battery that will be appearing soon when I start the battle over here somewhere, and that gun, I don't know who it's going to be firing at or what it's going to be doing, because I didn't get to pay much attention to it during the battle, so I might notice that now. Here we go. So there's his gun. See how it's barricaded in here. Right, I'm not sure who was firing at. He's moving forward straight away. He's abandoned these positions here because he knows he can't win the firefight. Here come the artillery. There go my I didn't ask them to target anybody, by the way, the artillery. Well, at least not at first. So, oh, that's gone slow, isn't it? Very laggy. What's happened there? I wanted to see 15 out of 18. Great, so we managed to hit 3 of them, didn't we? Right, okay, one of the features of Darthmod is you get more smoke and more effects from artillery, so that might have caused the problem. Right, okay, notice my horse, my winged hussars, are directly behind the artillery. The idea is that the guns will fire around about this kind of range here. Once they've fired, I can charge my horse in because they're very, very close. So if anything does look like it's going to get through, then we're okay. Oh, now I think we know who his guns are firing at, don't we? They're going straight through to our winged hussars and aiming at our artillery as well. Oh, they've even hit one. So they've hit some artillery and they've hit the winged hussars. His guns aren't brilliant, but they are accurate because they're horse artillery. They're pretty good. Right, he seems to be splitting things up here. General's bodyguard is going that way, and not sure what they are. Are they other horse? Right, okay, I believe this is the first one that went in. You can see some over on the far end of the battlefield. They're going in as well at the same time. You should see a load of these go down to grape shot. There you go. Now, the grape shot canister flight, it does seem to have a lot of effect, but he's wavering. He's definitely wavering over there. Yep. And I was going to send in my horse. As soon as I gave them the order to charge, he ran away. Same thing has happened over here. A complete repeat of it. Just about to send in the horse. I'm now pulling my horse back because he was broken. He's not shattered, he's only broken, which means he can come all the way round. Broken units are actually more dangerous sometimes than formed units, because you know with a formed unit exactly what it's going to do. A broken unit could end up over here somewhere and then attacking elsewhere or in a place you're not happy with. Right, well, I kept my guns on canister shot. The reason why I kept them on canister shot, even though the infantry are coming down now and you think, well, I might have a go at those, is because I know he's got lots of horse and I know his horse are good as well. I don't know why we managed to break that horse quite so easily there. Maybe it was the suddenness of all the casualties, but he didn't seem to take a lot of casualties from the canister shot, did he? And they should have been able to hit him quite easily from there, so I'm not too sure really what that was all about. Okay, move on there. So obviously within range now of the canister shot. Ah yes, we've made a bit of a mess of those, haven't we? 194 to 5. Fire as well, so don't even, he's definitely firing by rank, isn't he? Yeah, he's definitely got the improvements in the firing by rank. Let's see if there's any horse going in. Yep. Now these are the broken horse. See how they've come in? I was wise to them this time, so I've managed to form square. I'd have done it automatically this time. Knowing you've got broken horse, what I've done is I've instantly formed those into a square formation. Now normally the square wouldn't be much use to me, but against just broken horse, that's horse that have already been broken, but horse that have suffered some losses already, it should be slightly easy to break them. What I'll be doing now is forming these into, enable them to fire instead of go on melee, in the hope they'll get another shot. It looks like they have done, and we've shattered him, so we've managed to kill one or two more of his men over there as well. So that's one out of the two horse units very definitely broken, or completely broken. Not sure the other one. Has that one just gone in now? Have we just missed it? No, that's line infantry. This one here, line infantry. There are other horse units ready to come into this battle. I can't move. We're talking about tactics in the game. It's very difficult for me to move when there are other horse around. So if I start to move across here to try and make flanking movements, that will expose me directly to his horse. My horse are in position. They're not coming out of position. I was tempted to go for his artillery to prevent some of his firing on my troops. But then I think it might expose these guns as well. The other thing I did with the cannoneers, by the way, when the enemy got anywhere near, was I put them on melee attack as well instead of firing, in the hope that it would help them slightly. I'm not sure if it really did or not. Anyway, 90 to 225. That's pretty good shooting from whoever was shooting over there at the time. There's the other lot of heavy cavalry that's gone in there. If you look at my artillery, it's a shame we missed those. 17 out of 18 still left there. So now I make that, that's just that's a shattered unit now. So we've definitely seen two completely shattered horse units now. So things are looking good for us. I don't know why we're facing this way, and we should have been facing those horse. Anyhow, we might just see a shot going. No, they're too far away now, those aren't they, to have any real effect. Okay, so looking over the overall battlefield, now what we've got is me sort of, here we go, another load going in. Whoops. Sorry about that. Jaggedy that, isn't it? Right, these are just provincial cavalry. 38 out of 90. Looks like we've taken some hits from his cannon there as well, doesn't it? Because we've got a limber down there as well. And he's gone right through. Now my dilemma is broken troops to my rear. what do I do with those? So I was tempted to send my horse to go for them. See how it's happened over here as well? Managed to break completely through. So, shattered now. So I decided, no, didn't need to bother with that because they're actually shattered. And those as well. So we've seen about, was it 4 shattered units now, and perhaps another broken one, or maybe the broken one is now a shattered one from over this side as well. I'm not too clear about that. But anyway, I was wondering if that was all the horse out of the battle. I was looking around just to see who else might be a threat to me from his horse. I couldn't see anything at all at this stage. I could only see his general. Is that him? No, he's not. He's got a general's horse around here somewhere. General's bodyguard, there it is. It's a long way away, but it's still a possibility that as a horse unit, could come round on one of the flanks. I'm waiting for my opportunity, just to feel relaxed enough to be able to bring the chaps around here and start hitting his flank, because these chaps now are completely useless. I'm not even sure that these guns are going to be able to get into any kind of range anymore. So, well, these guns now, I think this might be the point when I change them to shrapnel shots, because I didn't believe they were going to do anything else by now. Yeah, we're on shrapnel shot. Over we go towards the... I'm pretty sure it would have been the guns at that stage. Or maybe they're still targeting that infantry because they were the ones they were targeting with the canister shot in the first place. But anyhow, it's, their time is really wasted now, like that. So out come the horse on the right flank. Round come these 2 wasted units here. Now there's a double reason for this. I need my horse to this side of my men anyway, because we're now exposing a flank in order to outflank him. So what I want to do is take out his artillery. Now his artillery are next to Chevaux de Frise. See, the Chevaux de Frise is along there. If I attack along that side, then I'm going to lose a lot of horse. Now this is one of the advantages of the diamond formation. If I attack with a diamond formation from here, it's only going to be the point that actually attack here. If I attacked with a straight line, they'll spill over and charge through, you know, like his men have done as well. So I wanted to keep it in the diamond formation and see if that worked for me. I'll be checking that in a moment and see if it does. Right, okay, so the flanking fire is working on here now. We're managing to take out some of his men here, and there's just a line of dead bodies along there, of course. And we will be moving those men a little bit further round as well. But I've got to think about the artillery as well. They don't seem to be able to reach anywhere. And I do need to be stopping them from firing at his artillery shortly as well. So you see how they've come round now, over onto the flank, and are now turning in against the artillery. There you go. I'll just watch these go in, because it's a winged hussar charge. It's always nice to watch, isn't it? And of course this is the thing I don't get a chance to do when I'm watching the battle. So again, anyway, apologies for what's happened. If you look at the previous video, you'll see that that basically I'd repulsed the Swedes at Stockholm, and it was just a case of clearing them away. There you go. And that's the winged hussars going through. Now, it looks like, doesn't it, that my own artillery there targeted my horse, but I don't think they were. They were obviously targeting his guns. 66 out of 89. I don't know when they lost those, because these are the ones that took some artillery fire from them down the bottom as well. So these horsemen are going to be very, very pleased to be doing this kind of work. They've been standing around protecting the artillery, not able to go for glory, and now they've had the chance to take out the guns that have been attacking them from a long distance. So they'd have enjoyed that slaughter, I'm sure. So pulling those out of there, all I need to do really is make sure that this right flank of my men here is protected. And you can see it looks fairly safe from here, doesn't it? Yeah, there's a unit there, only 70 odd men left in that, and my horse can now go and do some work. So I decided to send those in, making sure we avoided the chevron at anybody that's routing from this side here. So, you know, they gain a chevron and help the infantry on their way. That's the main thing. But we'll be pulling these around even more in a moment. But looks like I've already done. Sorry, I missed that when I was over the horse. I didn't get to look at those because I was still doing this when I was fighting the actual battle. Before, I was along here, if you remember. Now I've pulled them much more over here. Main reason for that is I didn't want to get in the way of this artillery if they were going to continue shooting at the artillery. I don't know why on earth that artillery are facing over there. It doesn't make any sense at all, does it? Because there's nobody really for them to fire at over there. I presume it's because they're now on canister. I've switched them to canister and they've got no one to fire at, so I think that's probably what that's all about. I was hoping that maybe if somebody did come round here while I was forming, they could help them out with a bit of canister shot. Well, if we look over this side here now, we're out of square. This is now my weak point. I know it doesn't look like much of a weak point because the enemy doesn't have very much to offer me anymore, and we will be hitting them with the quicklime shells as well as shrapnel shot. So he doesn't really stand much of a chance, does he, at all? So you can see this one, probably this one getting murdered as he gets a little bit closer. Yep, he's close enough. There goes the shrapnel shot as well, and also the quicklime shell. So that infantry unit didn't last very long at all, and he's down to 44 men. He does have a general around somewhere. Now this is my advantage, this is the advantage I played to, in that his troops come on piecemeal, and the troops that are coming on are not a substantial amount. I think he had about 12 in his original force, and then a horse unit as well, making it say 13 or 14. He went up to about 25, 26 or something like that, with these smaller units coming on. That looks like a full one. It's 95 out of 95. I mean full, not as in a full regiment, but full as in what was left of it when it appeared on this battlefield. So you could see the size of those units were not brilliant. They're the ones that attacked me in Stockholm, so they're already in a pretty poor shape. What I need to do is reduce those a little bit further as soon as his horse is out of the way, and you can see I've still got my horse protecting my guns there, and that's principally because he's got, where is it? Is it that one? Looks like I'm targeting them anyway, doesn't it? It's not going to show me, is it? Yeah, General's Bodyguard, there you go. 45 out of 48. Still within range of my artillery. A typical technique of the computer would be to put the infantry in a position where they absorb your fire. When you've done all your 3 shots, then the horse will go charging in when you've got nothing to hit. That's how it all works. So I should have these now on canister shot, waiting for his general to come in. He's pretending to go that way, isn't he? But I'm pretty sure he would have gone for the guns. A liar now. It's amazing, isn't it, how they get men to stand in positions like that. Look at that. When they went in with 70 men, they've lost 3/4 of those anyway. They had to stand in a line of dead bodies. Hey, go and stand over there where everybody else was killed, will you? Oh yeah, no problem, sir. Yeah. I think not. Okay, right, quicklime shells going in against these now. It's the General's Bodyguard. They're still getting away with 44 out of 48, so they're doing really, really well. Looks like they're going to try and find a flank now, doesn't it? I don't know exactly where they're going to go. Tried another shot there. Oh yeah, we've got a few of them again. He had 45, now he's down to 40. Well, he originally had 48, of course. Get another shot in there. No, not quite. See, this is the thing with horse, it moves quite quickly. They tend to get out of the way of wherever the shells are dropping. Shells seem to be fired at where a unit is standing, or is on, rather than where it's going to be. Not very intelligent artillery officers in this, I'm afraid. Okay, these men are just totally wasted now. They've got nothing to do, they can't even get into the battle on time. So I sent my horse chasing these people. I sent them off after they'd cleared this area here, so they were fairly safe. I thought, well, they might as well be doing something, because there's nothing else that they can be doing. So there they are, you see them coming around this flank. He's hoping that I'm going to be distracted by something else. He's seen me go over the other side and target my horse on there, so he thought we'll have a go here. So I formed mine into square. You can see they've only just this minute gone in. Oops, sorry about that. Yep. Now I did then ask my artillery to halt, but unfortunately they're a bit slow at obeying orders. Let's see how we get hit. 211, 210. It's quite slow being hit. 197. I believe that was due to the quicklime. I really do. I did halt them, definitely, those guns. There's no doubt about it. I sent in my horse as well, as you can see, because these squares need rescuing. Yeah, they're not good enough. So, and not only that, I wanted to make sure he was shattered and not just broken as well. Well, everything's stopped on there now. Oh, and we know why. And there you can see the overall the overall results. I will be showing those on the battle map anyway, because, and this is shown as well, so I'm going to double up on this information, because I have noticed now that this information is shown up in two places. It's actually shown, you know, when you save a battle, it's shown on here as well as on the battle map as well, you know. So overall it showed as a heroic result, and 403 losses when I'm fighting an army of, in fact that says deployed 1,559. That's wrong. That's only one of his armies that was deployed. He had 3 armies, so I don't quite know why it's showing that that he only had that many. I mean, we killed 1,719 for a start. He's only got 1,559 there, so that's nonsense, isn't it? I don't think it'll let me see the other units, but if you look on here, it will show you the total number, but it won't show you the number of units that he had engaged in the battle, which is a real shame. So that's actually wrong. You know, I can't break it down any more than that either. But anyhow, again, apologies for the beginning of this battle. Not the beginning of the battle, sorry, the campaign, but all that's happened on this video that wasn't recorded, and I hit the record button, but it didn't come on. Well, I thought I'd hit it and it didn't come on. All it says is that here's my opportunity to provide the one-on-one battle, and I attacked the troops north of Stockholm. So if you go to the previous video and look at the positions on the map, then you'll see exactly what we've done. And I've taken out that full army minus 2 musketeer units, and basically those 2 musketeer units were the weaker ones of the two. One had about 150 something in it, and the other one had, I don't know, 120 or something. I don't know. Anyway, but they were like one regiment between the two of them. They were the most affected units of all. So anyway, short video this one, like I say, but at least it's hit my target of fighting a battle where I get to show some battle tactics where the odds are fairly even, particularly when you think he's behind fortifications there. I know he did really get to use them, but then those are the battle tactics. You know, if I'd have gone for him, then he would have stood behind those fortifications. You know, if I'd have charged my horse at him, I'm sure he would have done. But anyhow, I hope you enjoyed that, and what I'll do is I'll go on now and just finish off the campaign map. Well, sorry, what I should say is I'm doing this after I've done the campaign map stuff. So after you've seen this bit of the battle, you will then see what I go on to talk about on the campaign map. I hope that makes sense. It's a bit strange, isn't it? When you're watching something, it's totally different than how you're recording things, especially when you do part of it after the other part that you've done. Of course, what I've done is I've fought the battle, and then I've hit the record button, then I've continued with the campaign, done the campaign commentary, and then what I've done is I've recorded the battle, so I have to now put the two together. So I'm sorry if that sounds a bit confusing, but anyway, there you go. I mean, it's a 20-minute battle, supposed to be, and if you look on here, this little clock on the top right, you find we didn't even do 20 minutes, so if that's, what would it be, 5, 10, 15, 20, so not even 15 minutes I would have said, but then there was the build up to it as well, so maybe 20 minutes of battle time. So anyway, I enjoyed it, hope you did too. Well, I think I can say I'm fairly happy with that battle. 403 lost, 1,806 of the enemy killed, and I don't know if we lost very badly anywhere. I don't think we did we really? No, not badly. No, 49 here. I wonder how the guns actually did. Looking on here. Kill 59, that's pretty good. Pleased with that. Other one. Kill 71, lost one. Oh, very, very pleased. Very pleased with those. I'm sure the howitzers must have done better than that. That's just ridiculous, isn't it? Ridiculously low. But anyway, chevrons in the bag. It's all looking good. So, there you go. Pitch battle that worked. Well, if my recording of it worked, then yes, it worked. Now, hopefully... Oh yes, he's dead. Is he dead? What happened there? Oh, he's dead. But he's got away. That's a shame. Oh well. Can't have it all your own way, can you? Not every time. This place isn't going to be happy. I'm going to need to go back here because it really is in a bad way, isn't it? It's -8. So I'm afraid I can't spare my men to go and chase them off. I don't suppose these can get there, can they? Horse? No, they can almost reach, you know. What a shame. Almost get there. They probably can, you know, if they go through the buildings, but I'm not going to risk it. Besides, I want them to go somewhere else. And besides, I can always move my men round by ships, can't I? So I don't need to worry about that. Okay, into there first, because that's on the way back. Okay, and then back into here. Good. Now, I was losing. Well, I was replenishing. Only a few, to be honest, but I think I'm going to need to replenish a lot more now. The two that I left behind... Oh, I should have taken account of where those were, shouldn't I? Ah. You see, I've lost another 400 troops. When these replenish, they'll replenish minus 400 and take 2 turns in order to do it. So the ones that were on 105 and 150 something, that I let him, he's one of them. Where's the other one? I don't know where he is now. I don't know which one it is, unless it's that 164 one. Could have been the 1541. I've no idea. I really don't know now which ones. But I could do really now with replenishing them all. In fact, what it might be better for me to do would be to stop that replenishment and just start all over again for all of them. Yeah, a bit sad, isn't it? Because I've already started. Oops, what happened then? I think it's merged units there by mistake. Never mind. Let's just stop all of these from being replenished. You see, the reason why I left, well, part of the reason was to balance up the odds, of course, but part of it was that I wanted to make sure they were fully replenished in only 1 turn instead of having to wait 2, but it's not going to be worth messing around, is it? I don't think. Okay, the good thing is I can now upgrade these kind of places, of course. Don't want a church school? Probably, actually. I wonder if it actually improves the happiness. Probably does, of the Catholic population. Yeah, plus happiness for the Catholic population, of which I've hardly got any at the moment, so... Anyway, it won't do any harm to have a church in there, I don't suppose. And... over here, I think these chaps should be happy enough, to be honest. I think really what I need to be doing now is getting these towards the coast. They'll be replenishing. Yep, and the place is happy. That's excellent news. I wonder if I can get a dragoon in there or something. I don't think I need one, do I? I don't. Might be an idea to get a couple in here though, so I can free this army. Oh, that's it. That's it for the replenishment, so I'll not be doing any more with that. The trouble with Sweden is its main cities that it's trading with are such a long way from their ports. Why don't they build a port there? I'm sure there's some reason in that this is nearer to the open sea or something, or I just don't know, but strange. Okay, mind you, there is a port, there's a harbour in Stockholm, isn't there, so I don't quite know what that's all about. Right, let's get these down to here, and then we'll get them on a ship, because by next turn they should be fully replenished and I'll have my guard units in action. Right, well, I've done the battle recording, and I'm going to over voice that next, so I'm going to go back into the battle and then put it on before this bit of the video. I've no idea how long the battle lasts, except that I set the battle limit for 20 minutes because I just wanted to set myself a target, really. So I really have little idea of how long this video is going to be, so I think I'm going to have to stop at this point actually and make this probably a shorter video, but anyway, we shall see.